this framework, first I will describe the situation, then the task and the action and the result. So situation for me was while working in a HRMS product, while working in the HRMS product, we had a product sub category, I would say, of in the same HRMS, PRMS product. What this PRMS portal did was it provided. First, I'll give a brief about the PRMS portal. It is for a government enterprise, so it provided a platform for the retired employees to check for their health status, their health fund, their provident fund, and everything after. If we give a single line introduction of this, it uh, took all the retired employees' data and everything they can interact with the organization after they have retired, provided all the help from the organization for the retired employees, and that meant that they get their medical insurance or provident fund, medical card, and also any other retirement benefits. So this was the product that I was working on. Now situation was that uh, since the user group, if I have to describe, the age category would be mainly from 70 to 80, I would say. Not 70 but 60, 60 to 80, and they were not quite so we used to get many complaints because we had the customer portal or complaint where they can complain about the services or some of the features that are not working for them. So what happened was a group of a group of users, I would say, with their relatives had arrived at our office. A group of users with their relatives had arrived in our office. A group, if I were to give a number, they were about 12 to 15%, each with their relative, because the actual user were old, so they had a relative or someone to support them, help them. And this was very traumatic or very painful for them because some of the services which should they should be getting online or something, why this portal was built actually to give those services online so they do not have to visit the office. The primary purpose of providing these benefits or all the documents related to their retirement planning and everything was that they do not have to visit office again and again and do not have to uh, uh, go for this desk to another desk like many government organization we see. So what happened was that most of our team was in a morning stand-up call, and I was the only one since I had arrived a little bit late. So I was the only one that had arrived in the office on the cubicle that they had arrived because someone pointed out them. We had a customer complaint desk at the below customer desk at floor one, but since no one was available because everyone apart from one or two persons they were all in a call, so this was quite challenging, and they had arrived in office looking for the exact person who can help them find out the exact because different persons had different issues. Someone was not Suppose that someone was not able to uh, get their medical card updated. So multiple had multiple issues. Someone was not able to see their portal or personal detail being updated. A similar situation in many of the government organizations we see. So what I did was my task. If I just describe the situation, now my task was to help them understand the absence of the relevant people from the desk and the customer team availability. So this was my primary task, and second was that priority prioritizing the most urgent one based on the age of the user and the time they have been trying to access that particular service. Now this quickly turned into a very, I would say, a volatile situation because they were not ready to listen to any of my solutions or any of my, what I would say, my reasoning or answers that why team was not present there and why some of the teams had to go into the call to, because this was a, we I described that this was a routine call that we take to highlight the key development situation priority wise. We do this on a daily basis, and if only they would wait for some time, that people would arrive and they would be at customer desk or they can help us. So what I did was explain the logic behind the absence of team, and since they did not actually know who was, which person belongs to which team, so they were looking for just anyone to just express their complaint or express their disappointment. So first I did was listen intently of all their complaints and disappointments without trying to give any excuse or anything. So that was the first thing they were looking for. They were looking for a person who would listen them very thoroughly what they were facing on a day-to-day situation, why they had to take a multiple uh, visit to the office despite being the opposite of what actually that platform was supposed to provide them. And in the meantime, I called the relevant team members, describing them the exact situation and the user's disappointment. So the result was, if I were to just moving on to the next page, so result was that team took their time, but they did send a person who was known to the users because they had a previously visited this particular desk and they knew some of the persons. So they were looking for that particular person, describing him that he would be the one solving all their solution or listen to their problems. They also wanted something as a proof in writing or assurance that they would be heard immediately next time around. So we also made sure that they met each member of our team and tried to explain them or give a brief what team member exactly do what, and finally we were able to uh, calm them or help them with the exact problem they were facing, and but it took a lot of time and very effort from all the team members. And we also had a company-wide email for all the team members working, prioritizing this issue that some of the uh, users they were facing complaint and they had to visit the office for particular problem they were facing. And also we had a discussion with the who was the project manager for the particular product with the users. That helped them very when they described their problems. So, concludingly or summarizing, I would say that it was a very complex situation and situation where it required uh, quite conversation or deep explanation with the relevant team members who would listen to their exact complaint and try to help them understand in the process in the language in which the users or the uh, consumers understood. So that would be all. In the next video I would try to answer or attempt another questions, so looking forward to it.